everybody. We're going to do kind of a wild fruit wine here now. We have, well, I suppose we have a few lemons and oranges, and we have elderflowers that I picked yesterday, and as you can see there's a bit of a beetle going around, so I'm going to take him out. I hope there's no more in there. I gave it a good, well, I thought I gave it a good clean, but it should be grand once it's all boiled up. There's just 2 peels of oranges in there now, and we're going to just cut everything else up and throw it all in and boil it up and sieve it out, and we're going to make about 20 litres of wine, I hope. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to cut the oranges and lemons, and we're going to put everything, we're going to juice them in there, and we're going to just put the rinds and everything in. So if my lovely assistant will show the people me cutting up stuff. Just, you know, you don't need to go mad with the cutting. You know, that's kind of as much as you need to cut them. What I would say to you though is after, once you're putting them in, I got some in my eye. Right. Jeez. Just cut. There we go. Right, I'm going to just get this straight on. What I would say is, when you squeeze everything through a strainer, if you can, the only reason is to make sure that there's no pips. Because you don't want pips going in. As you can see, there's no pips in that. Squeeze it out as much as I can. And just going to drop that out in there. You don't have to be that close. As you can see, there's pips here, so once I squeeze all of this out, it should catch the pips, and it is. There's 2 pips now, it's 3 pips, 4. There's another few, because you don't want the pips going in. Chances are there's a little bit of arsenic in the seeds. Not that it's going to make much of a difference anyway, but they might ruin the old taste a little bit. It's not something you really need in there anyway. And again, as you can see, there's a pip left, so you kind of have to be careful. There you go. And again, you just plop that in, and I'll do all the rest now in a second off the camera, and you just give them all a good stir, just like that. And the rinds will, I'm going to give that a good boil up to about 80 degrees for about an hour once I have everything in. And as you can see, all the pips are in there. Hi, I have, after putting in 4 lemons, and ended up putting in 2.5 big oranges, and now I'm just going to put the thermometer in. I'm going to watch that go up as the water gets a little bit warmer, and I'm going to leave that boil now for about an hour. It'll get up there to about 90-95 degrees, and I have an assistant here who wants to get in on the action again. If he wants to come over and have an old smell. That's Kyle, the head brewer of the house, as you've seen him before. No. Right, over here I have 2 bags of sugar. It's only cheap sugar. I probably won't use the 2 bags. I might only use one. I'll see what the gravity is like. I have my bucket sterilising at the moment. As you can see, the temperature there now is up to about 90 degrees. After about 10 minutes, everything is in here. It's looking quite decent. Smells nice. What I'm going to do next now is I have this old t-shirt and I've used it for straining before, so it's been out in the shed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, which is a nuisance. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it into the sterilising fluid and I'm going to leave that sterilise. As you can see, the camera won't record if I tilt it anymore. I'm going to sterilise that, and fermentation knot is in there as well. I'm going to leave that sterilised now for a while. I'll rinse it out in with hot water, boiling hot water, and I'm going to use that to strain my stuff, which you'll see in a while. Right, now what I'm going to do next is I have clothes pegs, and I'm going to get my bucket, which is fully sterilised and clean at this stage, and I have to leave that just there. I'm going to get the sterilised cloth that I'll be using, and we're going to get clothes pegs. I'll peg them all to the side. Just like that. Now, next we're going to put this down here, and I'm going to start pouring the stuff in. This is very hot at the moment, so I'm only going to pour it in a small little bit just to show you. Can you lift? Yeah, kind of get a good grip of it. Well, it's going in a bit better than I thought it would have, so I might as well keep pouring. Kyle, the head brewer, is behind the camera, and he's smiling now because I mentioned his name. Now, right, that's all the water gone in. But what I'm going to do now, that's good. Now, as you can see, we caught a few things. There's nothing really there, so the water should be nice and all that. Everything should be nice and clear. As you can see, it all going through. But what I'm going to do is everything now that has been, I'm going to add water. Just going to add cold water into this and filter it all again, just there, and then I'm going to put all that stuff on the cloth and give it a good old strain when it's nice and cold. Right, everything now is in the sink, as you can see. So all the pulp. I just left a little bit here just to show you that when you put your hands, if you can see a little bit coming out there. And everything is nice and strained, even though Mr. Head Brewer made an accident happen, but sure we won't worry about that. And all the stuff is in there, and I'm going to do the gravity now in a second and show you even how clear it is. But I am going to be adding in normal water to this anyway, so it should be a bit clearer. Right, this is only cheap sugar, and I'm going to pour it in here, and with a wooden spoon I'm going to keep stirring it. This really tastes nice. Or, sorry, really smells nice. I haven't tasted it yet. Now I'm going to add in, I'm going to just put this back in because everything is clean. And some people just go a little bit overboard with the cleaning anyway. You know, because once the alcohol is getting nice and high, it kills everything off. Even yeast only has a tolerance up to about 18% alcohol. So nothing's really going to live in it, you know. The pH level is low as well. It should be, when all is said and done, it should be about 4.5 maybe pH. So again, not much will live in that either. Now, that's all stored. So if my assistant keeps a good look at that. And there's the baby awoke. The hydrometer is starting to stand up straight. I like to use a bigger glass like this, you know, just in case the hydrometer would be touching the side of something a bit smaller. Now, as you can see, the hydrometer has come up and it's at about a 40. So I'll do the calculations there in a while, but I don't think that's going to be enough, so I'm probably going to have to add in more sugar. I've done the calculations there, and the 1 bag of sugar in that amount of liquid is only going to give me 5.32, so percentage, which is no good to nobody. Well, it'll be grand for beer. Would have been nice. I could have made a cider out of it. So I am going to just. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this more for other people out there who might know how to use hydrometers or the whole lot. And just going to. Now that hydrometer is up already. Right. And that hydrometer now is saying about 72. So I'm going to do the calculations there quick. 72. So that'd be 9.5% as it is. So I don't have any more sugar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably end up making this into a cider instead of a wine. So I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Right, we're at about 68 gravity, which will give just over the 9%. As you can see, it's foaming up nicely, and I am going to add the yeast. The yeast I'm going to be using, however, is not a normal champagne yeast or wine yeast. It's a mead yeast. I have some of this left over. I do find that the mead yeasts give a more kind of a natural, kind of honeyish kind of taste, especially when I'm using flowers and fruits. I do like it, and that's the one. And now this is for 25 litres, and what I have is I have just over 20 litres. A little bit of extra yeast won't make a difference, you know, but I'm going to just pour all of this in, and I will update you then when everything is done. But to update you on this is the dandelion wine that I made. I'm sure some of you have already seen that one, and it looks absolutely gorgeous, so it does. Trying to get different angles for you. It's still bubbling away, but I'm going to have a little bit of a taste of that now soon, and I'm going to bottle it soon. And yeah, dandelion wine. Thank you, and I will update you on the the ElderFlower wine, but as you can see how clear that actually is so far. That's pretty clear, and can only get clearer. That'll clear as it's fermenting, and if I cold crash it, it'll clear even more. So that should be a nice clear wine by the time it's all over and done with.